Where's the camera? There we go. Good morning. It's weird. For some reason, my chat is very small today. It's something I must have done. Ah, you're from Brazil. You don't speak English. Muito bem. Uh, I don't know if you're a lady or a boy. Muito bem, obrigada, obrigado. I only speak a little bit Portuguese. You are welcome to watch, enjoy. Yes, it's still nighttime. The sun is rising right now. Good morning. Thanks for joining the sunrise. Yes, the future. It is tomorrow today. Good morning. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That whooshing sound in the background. I have my cell phone sitting on top of my laptop, so that was the cooling fan. I'm sorry. I was using the laptop as a prop. Thank you for asking that question so I can clear it up for everybody and make the sound better. Is that better? Oh, the birds. I'm sorry. Yeah, there's many different birds here. I'm in Thailand, and there's a great variety of birds. That one you hear now is similar to a killdeer in the west. I don't know all the birds' names. There's too many. Yeah, that's what I call nature's alarm clock. Yeah, the orchestra, the symphony. Yeah, yeah, it is. Yeah, I always wake before, right around or before 4 a.m. Just naturally. I was waking up that early for 30 years in my career, and now it's just automatic. And I tend to just wake up and enjoy the peace of the night that still remains as it breaks into morning. And, as it goes from silence to a fully awake world, and from darkness to a fully lit one. So I'm always up very early, have a coffee, wake up with the world. I like to share it. Oh, you can hear that loud truck. Holy cow. Nice exhaust, guy. So just on this side of that hill, there's a roadway, and that truck is loud, man. Wow. I guess it's just the crisp stillness of the night yet. Sound travels. Like, wow. Oh, yeah, right on. I've always been a morning person my whole life. Initially by force, and then, it doesn't take long for us to be automated in a circadian rhythm, and then you can't break it. So you just go with it. I'm all right with that. Oh man, this is a great time of day. I really like it. You can still hear that truck from that far away. That's how loud it is. That's Now he's over by the other hill, and it's reflecting off of that one. Sheesh. Thanks for waking everybody up that's close to the road anyway. It's about to get loud for a little bit with these birds and stuff. I just was off to the other side of the building, having a coffee, just getting caught up staring out there. I have subbed to Crumbleweed, yeah, and I'm familiar with him, and I really like his community. They're just good people, you know. They're sharing of their time and experience, and that's nice, you know. The good positive vibes. They're like just like it. Yeah, shh, hear the sun. The crickets and the last frogs are getting ready to be quiet because all the cranes will be flying in for breakfast. There's a river down there. You can start to make out more of the shape of the land around. It's quite beautiful, yeah. It is an absolute gift. We have netting, yeah, uh, all the way around, paracord netting to keep the birds out, and they open like curtains. So that's what you see here in front of the screen. Absolute gift. Thank you, Lord, for correcting me. Thank you. What a beautiful morning. Wow, what a beautiful. Hey, Big Mo, what's happening? I don't know who else I missed in here. I was just off on the other side again, walking out, checking the gardens, and just enjoying the morning. Yeah, I see Jim. Jim, ah! Cheers, then. Yeah, whiskey, when I drank it, would be a sipping thing. Like, shots of it is not woof, woof. Yeah, right on. I'm about an hour from the beach in the city of Hua Hin, uh, and when I stay at my friend's house there, I've got some videos already that I posted about sunrise at the beach there. You can check those out. I just recommend it because it's really beautiful. I'm not looking for subscriptions or likes or none of that nonsense, but I'd love to share it. And yeah, I need to see what yours are. If you have some, I'd love to check them out. That's really cool. The birthday, Mo. Another year around the sun. Yeah, I couldn't do shots of whiskey. No way. My birthday would be over before it started. No. No, sir. I have become a lightweight, which is good. Yeah, that's good. That way I don't spend much on it. Oh wow! Happy birthday to you as well. That's a recent birthday, right in the same time frame. About 1 year apart. Yeah, yeah. I don't. I just like I said. I have a glass of wine maybe very infrequently. Uh, with some friends or something like that. That I'm staying over their place or whatever. No, no. It's not on my normal menu. Really, I just have water and coffee. But not a lot of coffee either. Maybe 2 cups in the morning, but usually only one. And water. And about as frequently as a glass of wine, I want uh, like a soda, uh, just a regular soda water, like with a lime in it or something. Yeah, I'm 53, young pup. Cheers, cheers. And how was Big Mo? Would you see any good Veterans Day celebrations recently? I always say people talk a good game about, oh, we support our veterans. And then I say, okay, go to a veterans hospital. I dare you. Go volunteer. I dare you. Oh man, you will vote more funding for veteran medical care with just one half a day volunteering in a VA medical system. Yeah, just yeah, they will. Yeah, they'll they'll help you. They need you. Go volunteer. Hey D, what's up? How are you this evening, morning? Yeah, oh, wonderful morning. Look, check it out. How can I be bad? Yeah, I'm actually just getting over an earache. My right ear has been cleared, but my left ear is kind of sticking. I did a short antibiotic run. I don't usually do that, but when it comes to the sinuses, I don't mess around. But it doesn't change the fact that it's a beautiful morning. That's all, right? Doesn't matter. You can feel how you're gonna feel. Don't miss it. Yeah, it's not. It's not. It's just. It is what it is, right? It's just part of being this physical being made up of mostly bacteria. Right? Isn't that it? We're far more bacterial cells than we are like human cells or whatever. Something ridiculous like this, you're like, wow. Oh yeah, golden seal root. I've heard of this. No, yeah, no. I feel fine. I just say my ear is just kind of the last bit of an earache, where it's clearing. It's not quite totally clear. It's just a little wah wah wah. Oh, but see now, this is what's fun. My phone has got a better camera than my laptop. So there's a river down there, and you're hearing. Oh, those are the killdeer. They're similar to what I would call a killdeer noise. Sorry for the netting. So yeah, I think. Well, no, today is Sunday here, so they shouldn't be working. But in one more day, this whole river will be clear to the water hyacinth, and you can see that there's open water there to down to this big tree here, and then it's covered in water hyacinth, so it all just blends in a bunch of different greens. But in the next day's work, they should have it cleared, whenever that day is. Yeah. If they work today, I would be very surprised. It is Sunday. They only have one day off a week. They do 6 work days a week. The day bed, that thing slaps down to sleep, and it's the bomb. Well, no, sometimes because you know this set right here, you can see uh, it's all kind of bunched up because they open. Each one is like two curtains of netting that you can slide open or close. And sometimes they just flop into it, and occasionally they even come through the door and they'll fly in here and then get stuck in the netting because they're freaking out, and you gotta like, all right, chill, 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 and grab them and release them out. This really cool golden and yellow bird. It looked like a Packers fan, all gold and yellow, right? Green and yellow, green and yellow, green and yellow. Uh, yeah, so had to help him out. It happens. She said bird, right? You can see it now when I say those color. When I say that, you're like, oh yeah, word. Okay, green and yellow. You know. Oh yeah, the colors of the spectrum are represented in nature everywhere. Yeah, it's amazing. You see like a bright blue bird, you're like, what? It's just so unique in a green world. And these parrots, they're again parrots, the big hornbills. They've got these. I'm not like a big bird watcher or anything, but I see them and hear them, right? And there's these ones with this very long, from their tail, there's a long, it's called racket, like a tennis racket. It's called the greater racket-tailed domo or something. I can't remember, but it's greater racket, like a tennis racket, greater as in very big, greater racket-tailed something. And they're really loud and blue, yeah, deep blue. Yeah, my parents were big bird watchers, and they were into like they had they helped with an organization to put really tall poles for eagles to nest on. They would put a foundation in and plant these big wooden poles, and then a platform on top that would support an eagle's nest, and they would and that's exactly what built on them. So it was amazing. Yeah, they were really into that. I love them. Yeah, I don't like look up all their names and all that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? Scientific names are just like, oh yeah, that's the yellow tweety tweet tweet bird. You know what I mean? Like I don't. Flo, what's up? Sorry, I was rambling already. You see, you know how it goes. Shh. All good, all good. Don't worry, don't worry. No, friends never need to apologize. Glad to see you real quick. See you. I do well. I was as a sailing instructor, and yeah, I had. I always had a good set. This is like a requirement of your kit. You know, I had a good set of binoculars, and uh, you know, they have an interior compass. As you're looking through it, it tells you the degree in which you're looking. So, which is important when you're sailing, because then you don't have to take your eyes off your binoculars. You can just steer while you're looking through them to you know adjust on the wind or whatever for heading. And it's backlit, you know, it's has a little bit of a night vision glow as well, which is nice tech, right? Nice tech. So I can, yeah, I could be a bird watcher, but I just enjoy it. I don't have to see them to hear them. Yeah, I don't know. I you don't ever have to quote me, and you can Google it, but I think Thailand is like in the top three, or at least the top five in biodiverse nations. You know, so many things of the planet grow here and live here. Oh yeah, since they cleared the river. Speaking of the stuff you can see, yeah, I'm seeing more fish down there, yeah, flopping around, biting mosquitoes or whatever, getting bugs. Yup, it's on freshwater fish. Oh, nice, Flo. Good. I don't know. I've just been, yeah, you know, sunrise. I've just kind of been doing a stream for a while. I don't even know how long. What? Not quite an hour, 50 minutes. Just like at the beach, go down there for 50 minutes or hour or so. Yeah, I don't know if it'll pick up the clouds in the distance. Uh, and I go this way. Yeah, let's get outside the netting. Yeah, yeah, no problem. I actually, you know how I do. I'm like, whatever. I'm live for a while, and then I come hang out with people. Don't worry. You know I see you. It's our circle. It's all good. How fun. Okay, good. Yeah. Go love on. I'll come hang out. Not long. Don't worry. Have fun. Oh, oh yeah, right on. Oh, see, Well, my friends who live in town said in January they're going to go traveling with their family who's going to be visiting. So I'm going to get the cat here. Yeah, the Maine Coon. Yeah, for a couple of weeks. How awesome is that going to be? Me and Charlie hanging out. I just got to, like, you know, this is all good locked down in here. It's because it's all netted all the way around and every exit is netted. It's just the doors have to be kept closed and the windows, you know what I mean? Where there are, this one or whatever in the storeroom. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm gonna get Charlie for like a couple of weeks, I guess, or whatever. And we get him for like a 3-day test run before then. My friends and other partners will come out, owners and stuff, partners will come out and spend a weekend here, and they're gonna bring their cat, and he gets a little bit familiar with them and their scent while he's with them, that kind of thing. It's just smart. Yeah, Charlie's awesome. He's funny. He's chill with his owners and all lovey-dovey. And he sees me and he just wants to he gets down and he wants to play. He like, here, like this. I'm like, oh yeah, let's go. And then he proceeds to tear me up. Little savage. Yeah, you see that brush fire starting? Oh, oh, oh. Yeah, ghost them, don't engage them, or whatever. I hope you figured out how, watch a YouTube video on how to demodify or whatever different people on your channel, because they'll have a quick description of how to do it, and then you can just go 1 2 3 unmodify, and then you can booty boot, banny ban. Yeah, you can ban them up or whatever. Yeah, just make sure you handle that mist of fog. Yeah, no, that is a local friend or a local my neighbor over there having a little bit of a brush fire, not a brush fire, but a burn. Yeah, a burn pile, natural. And currently the wind is in my favor, but I'm not opposed to smelling, just it's like a leaf pile, or you know what I mean, just recycled landscaping, whatever, clippings. Yeah, stuff you do on a farm. Just, yeah. It is. Yeah, there's certain seasons and certain um, provinces or whatever that, where they'll do a burn control, real control, because it's too dry, and then they have big problems. But there's always a burn issue in some point. There's always fires. There's always some, yeah. It's also a process of the rice fields that they burn off stuff. So there's a lot of it in the north that's just a process of farming. And they do three crops a year in a given field of rice. They've got it down. It's not like it's biologically enhanced or anything. You know what I mean? Like a modified or anything. This is they're very particular about their how they're organic, and what do they call that? Land race rice. That's what that word is. I always forget that. Land race. It means that it's from here they want to maintain it. And it's three crops a year. That's like, well, yeah. It's interesting. Speaking agriculturally, right? It's nice to have that organic fiber to work to work into the soil. The soil here is very rich, because how you farm bananas is, as those big leaves start to deteriorate, when they're done, when they're becoming a burden to the plant rather providing to the plant, and you cut them off, you just throw them on the ground right there. And then there's just layers of these over their lifetime of growth. And they get about 10 generations before you take the plants down, but you can always plant a new one, from another generation. And, so they go through you can make a lot of fruit from them, but then the soil is completely just continually decomposing and rich. Yeah, burn char is important, though. You're right about that. It's part of the natural process. Like, you can't stop. You can never not have wildfires. Hello, wild. Key word. It doesn't mean that they're crazy and out of control and ratchet. Oh, what a good application of that word. That's hilarious. It's a ratchet fire. I'm dead right now. Hang on. Oh my goodness. I can't even. That fire's ratchet. So, my bad. But yeah, I need to have a burn pit. Yeah, soon. So I've got to do some more clearing of bananas, which is, it's all ours anyway, and they're eventually all getting cleared. And the area in which we're currently expanding is the oldest generation bananas that aren't really producing well. That's what happens when they get like later on. So you know, 10 generations is max, and then, sometimes you think about it, but right now they're not really producing, so we can whack them. We can whack 'em. Come on, that's funny. A ratchet land wildfire. That's funny. Don't make me free associate. I'm funny, I'll tell you. Just ask me. See? I don't know. Just high on a beautiful morning. Another sunrise. Yeah, I gotta get better camera equipment. That's for sure to catch it. Yeah, it's all about being able to see it clearly. So what's good with you? How's your day? Banana machete. Yeah, it's a bummer as we're finishing up some phases of the last phases of doing things here, and you know, always why does it always have to happen? Missing tooling a lot, man. Come on, for real. So it's like always. Come on. What it do, Tim? Is there another comment stream here? No. Let me. Let, sometimes I know I have to change the chat filter to see stuff. Like I'll miss it for a while, and then all of a sudden it will populate. It'll bloop, come through. So if I've missed anything, yeah, sorry. It it's a benefit, of being that far away from clear signal. Judas, what's up, my brother? Yeah, I was thinking about you, and this is a good reason you can tell your wife that you need to get better shocks on your Jeep because that affects the comfort for your kidneys. I'm just saying, this is an opportunity to upgrade suspension to another level. Uh, for medical purposes. You know, hey, I'm always thinking about you. Yeah, that's right. I have it just, I always come in. The first thing I do once it goes live is I change to all messages. But then still sometimes I'll it'll just be like nothing and then a whole bunch of populating like whoa, 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 whoa. You know what I mean? Or other times it will just hang. Uh-oh. Tim, you have a Jeep as well? I've had a couple of Jeeps and I'm looking for another one or some similar, Asian style of, you know, smaller 4x4. Probably I want a diesel as well. So, but yeah, I'm looking for simple pre-86. Yeah, nothing newer. Well, I'm just saying, Judas, I'm just saying. Maybe tires then, because tires change ride and comfort, and this is important. Or, uh, a really nice high back driver's seat with like flip down arms and I don't know, just thinking about your comfort. I care, and you gotta take care of yourself. I know, Tim. I know. I've had two Jeeps in my life, yeah, and a friend of mine, yeah, I learned to drive stick in a Jeep in the mud, right? So it didn't matter if you were slipping gears in two-wheel drive, it would, it wouldn't be so hoppy. And so that's how I learned. And then I was like, okay, I bought one and then had another one, and it's been years. And I can find Jeeps here, but most of them were built under authorization by Mitsubishi. So they come from the factory with diesels in them. Yeah, and 5 speeds, 4 or 5 speeds. Same body style, same suspension, same. Opposite drive seat, right? Obviously, because it's flippity flip flop. And Jeep logo and all that, but made by Mitsubishi. All that. Oh yeah, yeah. I like the old Scouts too. Yeah, that's a nice a little two-door, but big enough for me because right, I'm big. You put me in a Suzuki too small, and I'm gonna look like it's gonna look like I said a clown car. So, Hulk smash. Oh yeah, right on. No, I love a Rand Rover, Roke Rogie. Yeah, Land Rover, and a Jeep, and the old Scouts. A Jeep Comanche. Those pickup trucks were tough looking. Yeah, the old '70s style, the near full size ones. Like, oh, yes, please sign me up. I'd like to find a half old military truck like that. I'd take one. Yeah, open door, swimming pool on wheels. I don't care. It's gonna be the deal. That's what it is. What about you, Tim? You get outside, you get into some nature. You do any nature sports, fishing, hunting, boating, four wheeling, water polo. Oh, all right on, right on. Yep. Understood, understood. Yeah, so this monstrosity down here is me working from the solar panel kit that we ordered, as a package. It came with a whole bunch of framing to install it, but I had already built a high quality, strong installation with the roof at the right angle. So all we needed was 90-degree brackets to put everything in. Boom, bang, bang, slapped it in. So it came with all this like extra material, like a big boy erector set. You know what I mean? So I've got these raised high beds in here, 6 of them, and I'm building 2 of these A-frames out of the additional material uh, to put over 5 of them. And then there'll be one open on the far end and basically one open on this end. So we can put netting in between and control the lighting and grow, more vulnerable plants, leaf lettuce and stuff like that. So those are my stunt birds flower. Yeah, these are big power lines right here. Yeah, for sure, for sure. The We did electromagnetic field testing, and the refrigerator in here puts out a bigger field than these big power wires. Look at all these birds. Meow, meow. My stunt flyers. They fly really fast along the riverbed down there and then up over the top of this house, Because it's like a building is big. I don't know their name. I just call them stunt flyers because that's what it is. Wow. Oh my goodness, they fly so close to the roof. They're like right there. Wow, that's close. Look at them. Oh my goodness. There's all kinds of pigeons sitting up on the. Oh, there's a bunch of them. Yeah, I suspect that they're going to be spending more time like on my roof. I mean, I'm cool with that. It's fine. It's fully concrete uh, panels, yeah, tiles, uh, because they're clearing the river of the river edge and all the water plants out. And there's 2 dead trees that all these like to hang out in and on. Right? They're just a buzz in the morning and evening. So those will come down, and I think because I'm like the next highest thing, yeah, they like to hang out here. Big open area. This is designed for a whole bunch of people, uh, somewhat refugee style, if you will. But we'll see what it becomes. Check my battery real quick because I can't plug it in. All right. Oh, well, yeah. I mean, right here in the river, there's, there's all kinds of different snakes. They're not all poisonous, but some of them are quite deadly. There's monitor lizards and a whole bunch of other lesser lizards that can just like a whoo, you know what I mean? But they're not going to really hurt you. Um, and it's because there's a dam on this side and a city over there on the other side of this valley that keeps the rest of the wild nature out. But on the other side of the dam and reservoir is a wild area into the border, and there's a dirt road that goes through there that's pretty solid, but it's either down into the reservoir or up the mountainside and into the jungle, and there's warning signs for beware of wild elephants in English and in Thai. So it's a pretty vast level of what is around. There's monkeys over there and stuff, but they don't come across the dam, or they don't allow them, whatever, whichever it is. Probably some of both. There's tigers in the north, yeah, wild tigers for sure, big cats, puma or jaguar, whatever you want to say. There's clearly a soy dog on the other side of our farm dog, yeah. No lions. Maybe mountain lions, I don't know, but yeah, the puma or jaguar, or whatever you want to call them, and tigers. I'm more afraid of monkeys. A tiger would be quick. No bears. Not that I know. That they're probably a small, but Asian bear that they would call a bear, like those red ones, red fox bear or whatever. I could believe that. Doggy barking. Do he bite? That's what I'm saying. No, I just don't. I think it's a healthy fear, or m- distrust of monkeys that I have. But I don't trust them for a moment, a millimeter, not a none, zero. Not unless there's let them have a whole bunch of other dumb people around that trust them, then I can just walk past them. So that dog, which has never been barking before, is barking the last couple of days, and I think it's because they've cleared the river of the water vegetation, and water carries sound much more. So now he kind of hears me, and he's like, "Hey, hey, who are you? I don't know you." So even when I'm not talking and I have like a video on or a video call with a friend or something, you know what I mean? Watching a video on YouTube or whatever, he'll have to get used to that. Good morning, D Tizzle. I had to lift it up to see it this morning. I think my glasses are fogged over or something. DP. How is you is? How's your fam? How's everybody? Yeah, they've been clearing trees too, so you can probably just see me moving if you can't hear me, but I'm sure it's hearing oversight. Yeah, it's another farmer on the other side of the river. He's got a big mango orchard, beautiful mango orchard, and date palms. Yeah, yeah, good natural people. What I don't know farmers that aren't just the phrase salt of the earth. They're doing what they do. They work the soil or tend to the livestock, whatever. This is why I want geese. I want farm geese rather than a dog or dogs. Yeah, I want like a little pack, maybe like three farm geese. Because they're usually quiet, but they will look, man. They're on patrol. They don't tolerate anybody. But I gotta hatch them, yeah, so that I'm the boss. Rick, cheers, my buddy. Cheers, cheers. How's your beard? How's your beard doing? Don't get that question all the time, do you? I have this. I know it's seasonal. Again, this is a thing that's there. Everything in this universe has a frequency. Yeah, there's a everything. The light, sound, yeah, visual light. Yeah, everything. Our heartbeats, our lifespans, our you know, a monthly cycle with the moon, a annual cycle because of our lives or whatever. There's so many different, right? And I swear that it's seasonal that I feel like I really want to grow a beard because it would normally get cold in Wisconsin and then it's kind of hunting season, so it's good to have a bear here. So yeah, it just feels right now to be growing this out a little bit. But it won't be long and I'll get annoyed and be like, no, no, no. Oh, not a good day in the woods for you. Sometimes it's rough, man. It's sometimes it's rough. You run into some muck and sink in and get all soaking and nasty and flip, fall, bust some shit, hurt yourself. It happens, man. Nature is brutal. Get your butt kicked, scare everything away, get shot at because they think you're a deer. Uh, I'm still, yeah, I'm still I'm just 12 degrees of the equator, and but yeah, this is the would be going through winter, but it's just a brief, beautiful, beautiful period of winter, and then it starts to be a bit warmer, but still quite nice on through to January. Then it starts to warm up slowly into March, and April is hot. May, June, yeah, and then it's rainy season, rainy for a few months, but it rains infrequently each week, just a bit, so depending on, again, location in the mountains or the coast, all of this. It's quite a variety of seasons. For instance, in the southeast, there's an archipelago. In October, the winds are coming from the northeast and it's fierce and cold. But at the same time, in the southwest, on the other side of the Bay of Thailand, in the archipelago of Koh Samui, it's, you know, beautiful, pristine, just sublime. And then opposite seasons, and it's just this one country, so you can find a good season or good weather anywhere, anytime. You just have to choose the right one. You forgot your magazine. Smooth move. Right on. Well, we live and we learn. You didn't use That's fun. Though, see, this is classic. This is a classic hunting story. You damn Skippy. That's good. It's one to cherish, man. Look, man, I have done some things. Let me tell you. That's what happens, right? Uh, you get experience. This is life. Life is experience. Sometimes it doesn't go. Never. Rarely does it ever go as we think it should go. We have our own assessment of what's good and bad, and who's to say what's bad and good. It's a classic hunting story. Ooh, look at that sunrise. Ka-chow. Intense. That for a screenshot as well. Let's get over here. Pew. Up, up, up that hill. That would be a trek. That is full overgrown jungle. It'll be covered in vines on the floor. It is a no joke trek. Nobody goes up in any of them anywhere. Uh, that doesn't take into account anything to do with the wildlife, just the physical effort to, you have to chop your way through all of it. Otherwise, these are mostly farm fields, and there you can see the lines, because everybody plants efficiently, the usage of space, and there's eventually going to be a farmer house or a worker's hut, or people in it, this area. As a matter of fact, I'm within secured land because of the reservoirs of fresh water supply. Uh, so there's a whole natural and government reserve in a massive area. So when it comes down to it, it would be locked down and whatnot. But still, it's just farming out here. Mosquitoes, for sure. Come on, man. What? Yeah. There's an evening feasting hour. I don't experience them at all in the mornings, right? But there's an evening feasting hour that is like it's 6:30 to 7:30. So you gotta be ready, put some light long pants on at least. Not that they can't go through it, but at least it gives them a barrier, and some longer sleeves, whatever, or put on some fans if it's real hot to keep them off you. Light some mosquito coils. You got to use a layered defense system like you would anything in aerial defense. You you need you need multiple screens, so you got to set it up correctly. And that includes, putting some tiger balm around your ears, right? That menthol stuff I put around my ears and head that keeps them from buzzing around, getting in there. And either mosquito lotion, but you can't do that all the time. It's not so good for your skin. So you'd use different things, tea tree oil or natural citronella oil. All of it. Got to hit it on multiple levels. You need chemical warfare. Yeah, right. I always you should develop a healthy habit. Yeah, when you grab your helmet, I pull it open, I run my hand through it before I even put it on every single time, and I keep it inside the enclosure to reduce any issues. But every single time, even before you put the key in the ignition, you put your helmet on. Before you put your helmet on, check it out. Is your windscreen clean? Is your visor clean? Is the strap set how it's supposed to be? Because sometimes things change, right? Especially in Thailand with rubber products, the heat and the humidity just deteriorates things faster. Shoes, glue, uh, all this kind of stuff. You gotta be on point. Yeah, I like DEET. Yeah, I remember using DEET while enlisted. You put it on your uniform and you had to wash it twice before you could wear it because it was so intense. And it worked, man. That stuff was potentate. You put it on your canvas tending. Yeah, that's the good stuff. When it reads on there, may cause something something bad. Uh, that is probably really effective. So you just got to use your PPE, right? Personal protective equipment. And even then, be careful in your exposure. I'm still super cautious, even when I'm using. I have different um, deterrents for centipedes and snakes and ants, mice or rats, stuff like that. Just not that they're 100% effective, but I have some good ones that are, I think, fairly effective. So when I put them out, I use my gloves. It's just a smart thing to protect yourself. That's training. Take advantage. Oh yeah, yeah, the old school, the full on deet. Yeah, that's the stuff that was like hubba hubba hubba. That will, yeah. Well, I mean, if you're gonna be in the field, like they're doing a long range patrol, and you only can take so much with you by volume and by weight. You're gonna take the densest, most potent of whatever it is that you're taking, and the most uh, uh, nutrient dense food, the most, you know what I mean, everything. The most bang, if you will, for the buck or a pound of everything you can buy. And pure deet was like, yeah, it's gonna scare the world away from you, and you need it too when you're in the middle of the jungle, man. I believe that, no question. Yeah. Yeah, I remember the Army Navy surplus stores in the U.S. One of my favorite places to just go as a kid. Before I was Civil Air Patrol and before I was enlisted, and yeah, as a boy, always, still to this day, my favorite like are documentaries about different um, combat tactics, naval, ground and air and equipments and of all different nations and generations. And just been an interesting topic since I was a boy. What caused me to basically choose to work on aircraft? Yeah, I was around a lot of famous pilots as a kid, and as I grew up over the years, from just knowing people to talking with people of Chuck Yeager and Bob Hoover and Greg Boyington and Paul Popresny, a bunch of really, aces, not, you know, from World War II, Pacific and European theater aces and test pilots. But I didn't become a pilot. I wanted to be a mechanic, and I did. I became a mechanic. Wanted to make them fly, not fly them. So I did that for a whole bunch of years and finished up being an instructor, a writer of manuals, and a designer of courses for the Department of Defense. And then, I mean, on the side, I always had cooking. Yeah, since I was a boy, I was the youngest and always spent time in the kitchen with mom. So I've always had something part-time cooking or hobby-wise cooking quite a lot. But then I came into doing some yacht production. I did luxury sailing yacht production. Never built them before, and the first boat off my line was the best one they ever had. Yeah, I brought it to a different level because I already had some. I just had to learn. The people do the work. I didn't build it. The people, it's just how to make it all work well together. Yeah. Anyway, so I did that for a while, and while I was building yachts for that company, I managed a charter fleet and and ran a sailing school. So got into the marine industry quite a lot. You get to learn a lot of different things. Look at that. Another screensaver background. Like the shadow from the rails. So cool. What a gift. I don't deserve it. It's absolutely beautiful. Here you can see more across if I can hold it well. Yeah, you can see it's all mango and date palm way over there. Some bananas. The biggest insect problem is the little insects. You know what I mean? The little ones. They're the gnats. I like to say those words that have silent letters like cano. You you know what I'm saying? Gnats. I just think it's funny part of English. Uh, or they call them no-see-ums, like you can't see them. No-see-um, all one word like this. And they're so tiny that only the finest mesh can stop them. And sometimes they just move in clouds, depending on the wind direction or whatever. I don't like them. Even just one by one. They're the ones that go to your ear like, hey. Go away. Yeah, I'm on the end of a dirt road after a gravel road after, a paved road. I'm on the end of it. I am on the end of the public power cable, but I'm not connected to it. It's only here as a possible backup. I'm on full solar. That just got completed just days ago. So I'm back out here because we had a public power supply issue. We were going to build a solar system eventually, but it was necessitated by low system supplies. Banana gnats, evil gnats. They're all evil gnats. Yeah. I mean, I'm surrounded by fruit. How can I say, come on, this is nature. The birds are always swooping and eating, so it's part of life. I just gotta deal with it. They don't annoy me too much. It's just like I said, the random one that's like, hey, are you bananas? And they come to check out your ear. Yeah, the cables are here. Like I said, the cables are here, and we're gonna put in switching gear. So if ever, for some reason, we think that there might be electricity there that we need, we could take it. But look, we're smart. The solar system we put in is far more than what we need. It is big. It's going to be, we would have to grow a lot, or it would have to fail in multiple ways. Uh, yeah, so it's good. We're good. I say we're good because I'm the caretaker of this. Yeah, that's my portion of the partnership here. We'll see what it becomes. Yeah, when it rains everywhere here, in here. It can come in quite sideways. So can't have outlets that far out. We have one right here at the inside of this corner pole, one pole in, we have, you know, power. but not all the way out there. And like I said, they're not that bothersome. They're just they are here, and the swallows are always swooping in and getting them. So it's all good. You got to deal with it. You can't combat nature. You got to adapt. I'm not saying like let flies land on your face, but like adjust your response level. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, they're close. But like I said, the fridge inside puts out a stronger the compressor or, and fridge uh, put out a stronger electromagnetic field than standing directly under those power lines. Those systems are that efficient. They try to waste as little as possible. There's not like a big wah, yeah. Yeah, absolutely silent and extremely efficient. They don't string it for nothing. That's expensive infrastructure. And they fly over it with a helicopter I don't know, twice a month or so. That seems about the right pace. Checking the towers for vine growth because the sling plants, they like to grab on everything and grow up. You got to regular maintenance to chop it down. And then they do other observation, make sure people are growing the right crops. They don't want big trees and all this kind of stuff to create any possibility of issue. Yeah, I don't know about any of that. There's all kinds of, like I said, there's all kinds of different stories. But if I just go by what physics says, there's an electronic field and a magnetic field, and there are sensors that you can use to gauge them, to measure them, to put them on a scale of things. And we had those sensors. We have them, and well, not here now, but we had them, uh, and we used them to walk out there and test it. We would test those, and we would test the refrigerators in here, and you could see that there is a greater magnetic field and electronic field in here than standing directly underneath those cables. I had a question. I believe it, right? It's physics. You're like, geez, that's a lot of power. There's got to be something, some kind of an effect. And I, but I don't think it's as big as people say. Like causing a cow's milk to go sour would have to happen in a very short period of time because they're milked every day or they have issues, right? From my understanding of dairy cattle, uh, limited, right? But yeah, they get milked every day or they have problems. But at any rate, when they're producing, I guess, I don't know. And check it out. Google it. Don't trust me. I know nothing. I'm Schultz from Hogan's Heroes. I know nothing. Replace that refrigerator. Yeah, right on, right on. No, it's a fairly new one. It's a Samsung. As a matter of fact, when my phone or my laptop search for nearby devices, they see it. And it's just plugged into the electrics. Yeah, that's pretty modern. Then there's an older one that's just not used right now because we don't need it for capacity. And then there's a chest freezer again, not being used right now, and blah blah. Holy Moses, really? Wow, that's tech. Yeah. I'm not like a big need to have a bunch of tech guy. I don't have a microwave. There is no flat screen or any other type of TV here on the property at all. Uh, there's a gas oven and a gas range ran by gas cylinders, that you go by and refill. Pretty simple. Pretty simple, thankfully simple life. Yeah. The more those types of systems get used, the more accurate they will become, and they will be helpful. And that is helpful. I remember when I was a boy that my parents, oh, what was the name of that grocer? At any rate, I hurt myself trying to remember, but there was a grocer and a really good butcher inside there, and they delivered everything. My folks, we would go there, because it was part of, the relationship of the world then, in the neighborhood or in the city. You you knew people. You knew your barber. You didn't just go to one. You knew your mechanic. You didn't or plumber. You didn't just call one. You know what I mean? I'm sure you do. You understand. You're a different generation. Even from me, you know for sure. Who am I asking? Yeah, right. Everything. Well, I mean, this is in the West. Everything's on a barcode, and everything has to be shown, and nutrients have to be listed by the FDA and stuff. I go to my biggest store is the Thai market. I just go to the fresh vegetable and market, see what's currently being harvested. This is what I adjust for what I'm gonna cook. They usually have chicken and pork available. What different cuts and minced and whatever. Fish and things like this, not so much beef. It's pretty expensive, and not many people know how to cook it, so that it always tastes bad, so nobody buys it. And that's just the reality. Uh, and then I just go to the store for the other things that I don't have, if I need whatever, oil, olive oil, coconut oil, or whatever I don't grow in different seasons of potatoes, onions, garlic, that kind of vegetables. Oh yeah, they've been doing that for quite a while. The pea pod, I think I remember, was one website, but I'm sure there's many because this is effective, especially after the we don't get to get into COVID, but after this um, lockdown type of living, delivery exploded, and people we just figured out that wow, we can get anything delivered, So I don't necessarily. I think it's a good thing for some people, and a great thing for some people, but it's also a detriment to others because what I think it's doing to younger generations and is, oof, we'll have to see how it goes. I mean, here I am on social media. It's a different type of thing, but I mean the same. You know, we need to be seeing people face to face. But so this is also a great tool for some people, but also a a curse, yeah, if you will, on others, like delivery, anything. Not that fast food was a great diet plan, but delivery fast food is like wow. You don't even have to move to get it. Yeah, oh yeah. I'm probably wrong. I thought it was Eisenhower that got into like the food stores. No, Eisenhower was the highway program. Yeah, the big highway program. But they were also getting into uh, uh, canned food at that time. There was a big push in the American food market to go into preserved foods of some types because of production for the military to be shipping food around. And so they had a whole bunch of companies that grew into that and through the 50s and all the great Iron Curtain nuclear fear years. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh yeah. I always like the stuff of the old world fairs showing the future. Yeah, and it's always about the things. It's too bad we don't spend so much. We spend so much money in development and research of things, but we don't put more development. Our development, our of the human. Yeah, that's a good way to put it. The development of the human, what we want the human to be in the future, what we think will be the future will be like, and that we are ready for that as not like genetically change things, but how we develop, how we how we effectively pass knowledge and grow and be prepared. Yeah, it's just it's hard to explain what I think. Oh, I'm just like you, all baked. I love asparagus. I love baked potatoes. Don't mess around. Don't tease me. Don't come on. Don't you can't if you don't have enough for everybody, you can't eat in here. Yeah, I've actually got some chicken breasts that I'm gonna do something with today. I'm not sure what. That's how it works. I know I've got. Yeah, I've got some good veggies, potatoes, onions, garlic. Well, we'll see. We'll see what I do. Broccoli. Yum. Yeah, I love it. I love it. Ooh, nice. Yeah, see, that's good planning. That's how I like to do it as well. I'm not like just cook a one meal. I cook all the time, but I just make enough for lunch the next day, and then I cook a dinner, and that's enough for lunch the next day. Kind of this, or, you know, if I have 2 meals a day, that's more than enough usually. Yeah, I've known some people that are just not leftover people. I'm like, you're awesome because I will eat those leftovers in a hot minute. Yeah, I do love to cook. Yeah, I know it. They're like, I don't like leftovers. Some people are maybe hyso, or they have a fear, a phobia, or valid or invalid, whatever it is, of germs. Yeah. I will eat that. I don't know way. Some foods are even much better the next day. Yeah, I think. That's for sure with the Italian type, the marinara sauces or this type of red tomato sauce that are some stews, right? When they get time to work together and the flavors come out. It's all, and then it's already ready. You just had an 8-hour dish that only takes, 5 minutes to warm up in a pan, and it's luxurious. Lasagna, chili, absolutely right. Barbecue beans. Don't mess around with my trail beans, man. I will what? I will challenge you. Oh, right on, D. Yeah. Being French is one thing, but being trained in classical French cuisine is an absolute another. Yeah, you can be, right? I am not classically trained. I do not know French cuisine well. No, not at all. But I mean, being American, what is it? What is American food but immigrants' food? Of different nationalities. I don't. What's the most traditional American food you could say? You could speak natively, yeah, for the continent. But as far as the country of America, the most, uh, yeah, the most American food would be like a meal of like maybe Thanksgiving or I mean, Cajun is heavily French influenced, but that's pretty American. No? Uh, what do you think? Barbecue? That's much later though, like the Chicago style or whatever, Kansas City, Texas, however you want to get into that combat of barbecue. But maybe it's like that Thanksgiving feast is the most originally American food. Everything else, Italians, pizzas, hamburgers, hot dog maybe? No, hot dog comes from a sausage link, and that's way, way before, like so. Yeah, sorry for the snack speech. Sorry for the snack speech. My bad. That is rude. And offensive. If you're hurt, I truly apologize. Yeah, so across the river they've got their old weed whackers fired up. If it gets too loud and annoying in the background, then I'll just have to stop for the morning. I'm gonna get some water. All right. Rain, 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 rain. What did I miss? Something outside. Like some chats I'm getting, I think, and some chats I'm not. Let me just refresh my chats list here real quick. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. It's just the best way to control your food. That's all. I mean, I'm not saying that whatever about anybody's diet or what their intake is. Yeah, that's your diet. It's up to you how you do it. Yeah. I think I get the best control, best quality, and it's fr- it costs less. It just takes time, and some people don't have the time, or yeah. So I get it. I get it. It's all good. You do what you can or have to, right? We we came out of eating out of nature. Yeah, we didn't come out of eating from a grocery store, and it's not always easy for everybody to just grow. You know, you can't everybody can't have cows and pigs and chicken and fish and potatoes and onions. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's not it's not like that. But get as fresh as you can. Anyway, even if you have like one plant in a pot that grows basil, and you're like, oh, I can have fresh basil with my eggs, or yeah, get one little fresh thing is a nice little victory for an internal innate designed thing in our DNA that says we love nature. We find comfort and supply and sustenance and security, in nature. So it is a satisfying thing on a level that's not always a conscious thing. Anyway, my philosophical conversation. Crumble, what's up? Cheers, my brother. Cheers to you. Another beautiful day here in Thailand. Guy got his blade, the bladed style weed whacker, not the wire ones. We don't use those weak things. We got to go steel blades spinning around. Uh, that's a constant sound here. That's just close today, is all. I'll be doing some of that later today, quite possibly. I've got a forest, a jungle over here to cut down. These 4 poles are for grapes, and then I've got that's which is trimmed up too, and then I've got to trim past that, and there's like this switchback path that goes down the slope of the river here. I mean, that's a good 20 vertical feet, I would think, something like that, down to the river, and there's a triple switchback, so I'm gonna clear that. Trees growing in it, weed trees. The weeds grow so big they become trees. That's what that tree is. It's a weed. That tree, that tree is a weed. Yeah, both of those. That's a weed right there. Yeah, I had a friend in, I'm from Wisconsin. I had a friend in Milwaukee called Karen. Her name was Karen. And she had a company that was called Karen Cooks It. And what she did is she would come over to someone's home and use their kitchen, right? And bring the food in that they wanted to have. And she would cook it all there and clean it all up and everything. But she would cook like a week's worth of food, put some in the fridge, put some in the freezer, and meet your desire of menu, but help to recommend it to keep you healthy. And she was had a quite successful business going. Yeah, this is, but she had to hire extra cooks to go and do it like this. She did like special events for people if they wanted to like have an anniversary at home. She'd come in and cook like a 5-course meal and pair it with wine and then clean up and disappear. Uh, so a variety of, and that's a needed skill. Yeah, that's a good one. Prepared meals that aren't full of all kinds of preservatives, that you can use quickly and not expensive. Is good food shouldn't be expensive. Of all the concerns of overpricing, it's hard to meet the cost of farmers and to it's tough. This is a balance. I don't know the answer to. I won't pretend. Yeah. Thailand has recreational. You mentioned buds, yeah, like this one. Thailand has recreational weed, yeah, or marijuana. They do medical, of course, grows and a lot of export of medical and flower of all kinds of stuff. They do. All their citizens can grow at home, but everything requires a business license to sell it. Yeah, you have to have just a regular business license. Then you have to have a dispensary license, and so there's good, I would say, control on on separating the market and all this stuff, but to eliminate the black market, which really it doesn't exist. I don't know anyway. I would think it doesn't make any sense because it's completely recreational. But foreigners can't grow. There's no way I could. That wouldn't be in my wheelhouse. I don't know how to grow that. That's not the type of veg I'm growing. I'm planning on planting some flowers. Speaking of flowers, there's a list that attract more dragonflies and I want to put some all around near the property to help with insect control, skeeters on the feasting hour. And then there's this pond here that we dug out to make some leveling dirt. We wanted a pond somewhere, but that's not a good place for it. That happened before I was a partner here, and we're gonna fill that in and move the pond. That's just moving dirt. It just takes time. We'll get it all mapped out and then have the equipment come out here for one day and get it all done. Mixed in the trees, the banana fields, we have different trees, I should say. This one will be a big shade tree, but then there's uh, lemon and pomelo and mango and more coconut and date palm and falang, which is an apple. Uh, just a whole bunch of stuff interweaved in there. We kind of had this idea of a food forest. Everything is surrounded in jungle and a myriad of different types of just green vegetation. And we just thought that it is so nutrient. Everything grows well and fast here that it's smart to layer it in the bananas to protect them for the first couple of years because the sun is so intense here. Uh, so we've got them sown in, and then as these generations of bananas reach their 10th gen, we remove those rows, and the trees they're ready to, you know, really begin their production or whatever. It is 8 a.m. That's a smart field worker, yeah, getting it going. Get on it, buddy. Got started before 8. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay. Yeah, there's big fields of everything around here. In the north, it seems for that industry, for the marijuana industry, it seems like all the outdoor grows are in northern Thailand because there's uh, better seasonal control, environmental parameters for longer season or whatever that meet the need of that crop. And there's only certain provinces where it's allowed to be grown uh, uh, in commercially. Yeah, that's the word I'm looking for. Outdoor. So indoor can be done in different provinces. Yeah, yeah, almost all I think provinces, but outdoor, only certain provinces. Again, my limited knowledge. Check whatever.com. It's probably some Department of Agriculture. Later, D. Have a great day tonight. Yeah, it's beautiful, right? It is. It's sublime. What is the temperature right now? 24 Celsius. So that's what I don't know. Somewhere in the upper 70s. I forget now. Ooh, there's one of those racket-tailed birds. It's like it's got a regular tail, but then it's got another tail, two long ones that hang off. That's a full body length longer. Yeah, they're really pretty. And the female of the male, that's the male, and he's black and blue, and the female looks like a pheasant. Yeah. It's a beautiful morning. Oh, so like I said, they've been clearing this river, and I guess it's something they do every couple of years or whatever. And as I'm watching them do it with these excavator long arms, you can see it kind of dragging across the bottom, and then there's all of a sudden there's a deep spot. So I know where the hole is when I clear my path down there, where I can start to fish. Uh-huh. I found it. That's the deal. I'm gonna lock onto something big enough to pull me in. I swear. I swear. Get me an arapaima that's like 7 feet long. Yeah, Tim, I took care of my folks for 3 years. They were homebound. Needed some type of 24-hour care. So there was a visiting nurses organization that we used for a while, and then I did the rest of the time. So it was like 6 hours of them, 18 hours of me. Take them to all their appointments and care for them, you know, help them to get around and cook, function, clean. Just love on them. Yeah. They had to deal with my mess as an infant, and as a boy, and as a young teen. So, yeah. Always cleaning up a mess of one type or another, not necessarily, for poo. Yeah. Filled up the gas, started up again. Maybe that's a good time to stop for today. I don't do this for subscribers, but if you want, you can, and get the notification that when I go live again and stuff, because I do it quite a lot. Just like the piece of the day, either a sunrise here or on the beach, a sunset over on the reservoir, or I don't know. I just like to share this beautiful world, so I appreciate it and that you're here and getting to check it out with me. Good to meet you. If we just met today, right? Any of you, and good to chat again with any of you who I've known already. So always good to connect. Make sure you go out and find some face-to-face friends and shake their hand or give them a hug or whatever it is. It's really important for you and for them. So they need you. If you can do that, if you need, call some people over. Like you say, Tim, you're kind of homebound. Just, hey, I need a visit. Would you mind coming over? I need to shake somebody's hand. Would you stop by? There's gotta. Yeah, I hope there's somebody that's, would just don't be shy. Don't be shy. When you have time, no hurry. And I'd like you to stop by and just shake my hand. I won't talk your ear off. That's a good thing, man. Bingus, good to see you briefly. I'm just about to sign off, man. Good timing. See, my bald friend. How's your barber? I've got clean head and a dirty chin. Yeah. So just about to sign off here. Get on with the day. Let's do something. So take care, y'all. God's blessings.